that so it's provided in such a way that the data has been the results has been in such a way, but it's actually not. It is fabricated. It is making up in that way. It's not real. Falsification, that means we are manipulating the whole research process. And not only the research process, but also we are changing the data without having any good cause. We are omitting the data without any good cause. This is what the falsification means. Plagiarizing is where we just providing the other people's work and we are providing them as our own. So this is what plagiarism, which is kind of very offensive way of research misconduct actually. Then we have misrepresentation also. So misrepresentation means we are representing something which is not there. We are kind of involving somebody who is not there. So these are few points, and not only limited to that, there are very broad services that are being provided. We have the breach of duty. We have the failure to meet ethical, legal, and professional obligations. So we are some competing interests, authorships are there. We are not providing them proper authorship. That is also one misconduct. We are not, somebody has claimed about the authorship and we are not providing them authorship. We are gifting somebody else as author who is not actually part of the research of that particular research. So these are a few points which is really important to address. So the point is why we are doing this misconduct. Point is research is important, good research is important, but when does this research misconduct entered into the picture? So there are always various reasons behind that. So there are many people who are very passionate about research, their own research, the knowledge to the pursuit of various areas. That is, they are kind of dedicated people. So dedicated to their institution, dedicated to their research work. But there are some people who actually want the recognition and reward over some common good. So sometimes people force research associates to provide that kind of data, which is not actually correct. Manipulation of results. So they are kind of being, they are suppressed by their supervisors. That guarantees opportunity to work on a high profile project. They are kind of given these kind of, advantage if they are doing this kind of misconducts. There are many well-established researchers as well. So we have to maintain those kind of scenario also where under pressure, these well-established researchers are providing the grant for the institution. So they are also under pressure that they have to work hard. So instead of spending quality time to their family, they are just spending in their labs. So obviously dedication is definitely the important factor, but at the same point of time, there are misconducts. So that it's not only that, but also there are very different factors: age, gender, peer pressure. And one more point is there are different universities who have different way of communicating the code of ethics for the research. Different policies have been provided by different university that, okay, This is what the research misconduct is. But at the same point of time, the lack of ambiguities, just to lack of handling the ambiguities are there. So the factors that can influence that whether a researcher or assistant should fall or to fabricate the data, to plagiarize the data, to plagiarize the idea, to approach other scientists in this way. So it's all could be stopped. It all has to stop, but still there are reasons why these research misconducts are still happening, even without having various policies, which is already written by every university, every big, small university. There are people who are doing this kind of misconducts. So the point is the this research misconducts, how it will be stopped. So the proper definition for these misconducts has been provided by different universities. Like for the, as per Oxford Dictionary, it is the falsification of observation or results of experiments. Cambridge University says that data fabrication occurs when data are invented. Either some data, we just tip the results of the research over to being positive and significant, or the wholesome fabrication of all the data in a paper. At the same point of time, the plagiarism has been defined by Oxford American Dictionary as the practice of taking someone else's work or ideas and passing them off as one's own. In a similar fashion, Longman Dictionary also has provided that using somebody else's work, words, ideas, and pretending their own. And in a similar fashion, US Office linked to the White House, Office of Science and Technology Policy, they have mentioned that it ranges from the referenced, unreferenced use of others, published ideas, and similar way. As a whole, if we see, the plagiarism is nothing, just the practice of taking someone else's work or ideas and passing them as it's mine. It's an act of copying or reproducing it without acknowledging the proper source. So we are not acknowledging them. We are using their data, we are using their, so it's kind of, we are hampering the public trust, the quality and integrity of academic and our research output. So it's like not only limited, extensive quotations we are using, we are copying the work. So all these things, at the end, the gist is we are presenting someone else's work as one's own, irrespective of intention. So in order to avoid the plagiarism, what one can have. So if I'm using somebody else's work, because in science or in some other work, it's like we cannot go forward until unless we cannot start at one point. One has already reached at one milestone, we should start from there. So if we are using their milestone, we should properly reference them. We should properly cite their work. We should properly give them their credit, their due credit. We should acknowledge their help. We should not only that, quote, if we want direct work, direct this complete work, we should quote them. Huh. And not only that, somebody else, there are people who just paraphrase the work that they have provided. It's like just we are just translating or converting in our own words. So even in that particular case, it is advised by many people that the proper referencing, the proper citation, proper acknowledgement should be given. So, whenever you are using somebody else's work, and that is what we publish the work, at that point of time, we always has to happen the references, proper references, which is a very important factor. So there are points which actually undermine the research integrity. When we plan and design the work, at the time of planning itself, we kind of fabricate the data, we kind of do the data theft. While publishing the result, we have plagiarism, we plagiarize the data, we have the mismanagement of the conflict of interest. We are not properly citing them. We are not completely resolving the conflict of interest. We are fabricating the data. We falsify the data or results. We are negligence are there. So not only negligence of data, but also the important procedures are there. If some procedures are there in the project or in the paper, there has to be some reason. So we are neglecting those misuse. We are just ignoring those data theft. So this is what the research integrity says, that you are not supposed to do these kind of activities. The ethics, the research ethics, the scientific community, which is part of more or less every institution, they have provided their own policies, their own ways through which we can stop this kind of plagiarism. I'm just using the plagiarism as whole, that we are kind of using others' data, whether it is in the manner of multiple publication, like somebody else is also working in the same area and we are also pretending to be in the same area. We are providing them the respected results and we are publishing, both are publishing. So this is not what research integrity provides you. So the misconduct is actually ends your career. Not only the damaged reputation of scientists, but also it hampers the institution. The various imposition on the institution can be taken into consideration by government or the community, the research community. Not only that, the published papers could be withdrawn if some misconducts has been noticed by the researcher. The removal of the project staff or removal from the rank or reduction from the salary or reduction in the rank that has been given to the authority, given to the person. All these things could be possible. And not only that, it's always about the final point, and that is nothing but end of your research career. It's like you will not be able to apply on the grants, you will not be able to get the proper rank, designation, the salary, the granting agency are kind of, you're not getting any grants. So everything is like, it is the end of the research career. So reporting is also one option, reporting the misconduct, but it's not an easy task because there may be different explanation of different aspects. Every people have their own perspectives. So that is also the point which actually leads us to the handling of or reporting of those misconducts. Not only that, nowadays we have several ways through which we can avoid those misconducts. So we have different analytics tool, the detection tools are available, such as we have Authenticate, we have Turnitin, all those uh, the softwares, the tools, they are providing us the details that the measure of similarity from other paper. If we have cited them, whether we have cited them or not, whether it is as per what our research goal is, whether it is according to that or not. We have different various tools also in order to just avoid this kind of scientific misconducts. We have digital watermarking that actually maintains that from where the paper has provided. The transparency and open science. So should be transparent, should be if somebody is publishing, they should be understandable in those situations where they are going to provide. The results should not be fabricated, the results should be open, the all the procedures should be clearly mentioned, the peer reviewed is also one major important points where people are nowadays focusing a lot, that the peer review has been done properly or not, whether they have been giving proper comments or not, that actually provide whether the quality of the publishing house is properly maintained or not. The ethical guidance is also provided by different universities. They have their own policies. And last but not the least, the awareness, the education and awareness. The best example is this FDP. In this faculty development program, we are having idea of the research work, the IPR, the ethics, the integrity that we are talking about. All these information we are getting from this FDP. So awareness and education are also one of the major factor. The good practice, if we are talking about good research practice, so this is basically focused on major principles, we can say, as the integrity, the research integrity that we are talking about is reliability, honesty, and reliability in the sense that the quality of research is better, the methodology, the analysis, the resources that we have used is proper. And not only that, the honesty, that means we are developing some system, some products. It has been reviewed properly. It has been communicated properly to those who are facing the conflict of interest in our research. In a proper, unbiased way, you are doing the review. So you are not favoring anyone. So respect is also one of the major portion of the good practice in research integrity. Respect not only for colleagues, but also for research participants, the whole society, the ecosystem in which we are working, the heritage, the environment, everything should be respected. The accountability for the research is, and the management, the organization is also one of the major important factor. We are talking about excellence in research practice. So every university is nowadays focusing on those experts who are they are providing you such opportunity. They are asking you to have that kind of excellence in the research practice so that the university should meet those highest possible standards where they can get the trust and transparency in the environment. So all these excellence in research practice, that means once you will start the process of research, the results, you are reporting the findings, all these data should be carried out. All these data should be carried out by how? By what means? By with the reliability, with the trustworthiness that people have pointed out, the findings that we have gone through should be delivered, should be communicated to the related persons. The transparency is also one of the major factor that we have just discussed. That transparency in research is like, if there is any conflict of interest, it should be properly addressed. If there is any data is very important portion. If any data is involved, that citation, that acknowledgement should be properly given. The research should ensure that the data and analysis as well and interpretation is also used, that are also publicly available for others who want to test their own way. So it should be there. The transparency in research should be there. Legal and professional standards in research, that means the governing bodies of any institute, they actually focus on various issues that are related to research or misconducts or integrity or ethics. They very minutely, they actually focuses on every aspects of this ethics, of the money by the taxpayers should be well spent. So all these things are being taken care by the legal and professional standards in research. Once we are talking about research integrity training, that means people who are involved in the research, people who are not only provided in the research, but also the young generation, the young minds who are new to the research should also be aware that what is the integrity of the research is in which they are going to dive deep. And that is why when one starts the work in PhD, they should mandatory, it is actually mandatory for them to have a course of research methodology where they actually focuses on these issues. They have the knowledge so that any authorship, if it has been claimed, they know that they should be properly acknowledged. The training, whether it is the online training or offline training, whether it is some program, the workshop, all these programs should provide a detailed, uh, suggestions, the details, insights on this particular topic. The authorship is also one of the very major point in this good practice, because authorship, it is like, we are gifting somebody as author. If somebody is author, that person should properly know that what it is actually going on in the research. They should be aware that what is the procedure, how every detail has been minutely covered of the research, of the publication, of the project, or if any documentation is there other than that. So everything should be, the co-authors should be equally responsible. Uh, at the same point of time, the submitting author should also have to make the efforts to ensure that every author has been provided the opportunity to go through the manuscript and authorized before the submission. So before even you submit, the journal or the uh, conference people actually ask you that whether, so your submission means the nodding from your peers. So that is also one very good practice in the integrity when we are talking about integrity. The data management and ownership. So if an institute is having that ownership, that person should also acknowledge. But at the same point of time, what about the people who actually got the data? People who are actually the uh, used those data in their research. So in that particular case, these details should be handled at the earliest by the legal team of the professional bodies. So if we are talking about the various guidelines for the responsible research, we have various ways. We have integrity of data. So if we are talking about integrity of data, there are various ways where one can use or misuse the data. There are fabrication, falsification, plagiarizing, just getting the results now and publishing later by claiming somebody else's has already published. Once, if you have done the experiment, just then and there you just accept it. Accept it that okay, your work has been uh, provided a good result. Publish it. Just don't wait longer. So if we are talking about in the researcher sense, they must not report anticipated research results that has not yet been observed at the time of submission. May be possible that I am citing my own work, my own work that has not yet been published. So that is also a thing. If I'm citing my own paper, it's not bad practice. Obviously, if I'm doing hard work on my paper, I can cite it. But at the same point of time, if it has not been yet published, it could be create a problem for me because modifying one paper will result into the modification of other. So the order of authors should also be maintained. So again, for this particular authorship and other publication issues, various universities has their own policy. If a person is in research project, if a person is a scholar, a PhD candidate, that person should also be the first author as per the uh, different guidelines are there, but it's there are many institute that has not been yet written, no, quoted it uh, in writing, but it should be like that. So there are many things in this uh, integrity world that has not yet been properly documented, but it has the potential. It has the potential, and people understand that. So they are not kind of breaching those research integrity. At the same time, we have the duplicate publication. So we are getting those results, and after getting those results, we are just bifurcating them. That okay, this is what for this stuff, and this is what for other stuff. So we are just dividing them. These are few points which should be written by the universities, and they should be entertained properly so that people should not, there are many people who are kind of affected, their career has been affected by these conducts. The conflicts of interest, maybe some circumstances in which the conflict of interest may happen. So we have to make sure that if any interest is there, it should be resolved. Then I'll conclude my discussion that entire research process, it completely rely on the ethics. Even you are reading, if you are discussing research methodology, yes or no, that doesn't matter. it actually, you have to decide that what is a research ethics. There are few documentations are available in every websites of the institutions, where if you just getting into somewhere, it will help you. But at the same point of time, you have to make sure that you are guiding your peer, you are guiding your colleagues, you are guiding your students in a proper way. Because for the professional development, for the intellectuals, it is very important to get stuck with the research ethics. So these are the references. Definitely, it's very important from where I have collected the data for this presentation. And I'll end my discussion on this quote, that rather fail with honor than succeed by fraud. Thank you. If you have something to discuss, definitely it will be enlightening for all of us.
So the message is rather fail with honor.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Richa. You have added a lot of information. We are all so very much enlightened by the topics that you brought in. It was really very informative. We'll all have a lot of uh, help from this.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes. And anyone having any question to ask? Do you have anything to discuss? Dr. Richa is from BIT Mesra Ranchi. This was the first session on day 2 on research ethics. Now we have with us Dr. A. Sudarvizhi. She is the head of the Department of Commerce at DKM College Vellore, and she'll be continuing with the second part of day 2. And the topic will be emerging trends in interdisciplinary research. I hope we'll all get a lot of information from Dr. A. Sudarvizhi as well. And thank you very much, Dr. Richa. Thank you, everyone, for being part of this wonderful workshop. And let us ask Dr. Sudarvizhi to present her information and present her session with all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
I've
much.
made you,
I
ma'am,
was
you can unmute now, and I've made you the co-host. You can share your screen if you want.
Yeah, before just leaving, I just want to congratulate you, Dr. Amir. It was really a wonderful effort by you people. And I would like to congratulate all the organizing committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh, Dr. Sudarvisi, ma'am, you can please unmute. Yes, it is again muted. We cannot hear, ma'am. Ma'am, we are unable to hear you. Not audible. You have unmuted, but we cannot hear you. Uh, Ma'am, if you can remove your earphone, because sometimes the earphone output is not properly synced with the device. not audible, ma'am. Can you please try to unsync your earphone? Maybe your earphone is not. Not
Hello, sir.
audible, ma'am.
Am I audible now, sir?
Yes, you're audible now. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir. So first of all, I would like to thank you all for giving an wonderful opportunity, sir. So this is
Thank you
an
very much.
what we tell the Birla Institute of Technology, Mesra Commerce and Management Association of India is conducting a one-week online workshop on FDP. That too, your role is very, very significant, sir. Congratulations, sir, and keep going, sir. You're very great.
Thank you
Okay,
very
sir.
much, ma'am. Thank you.
Sir, I want to share the PPT, sir.
Yes, please do.
Yeah, one minute, I'll do so. So I wanted to know, so my topic will be what's that is on recent trends in interdisciplinary. So before going into that, I just want to just touch up what is research.
Your screen is not visible, ma'am. We cannot see your screen.
Um,
There's a green button at the bottom. Share screen. You can start.
yes, sir. I have just put share screen, or shall I share with you, sir? In WhatsApp, will you share, sir?
Okay,
Can you
try
do that,
once more, ma'am. Try once more.
sir? No, sir. Actually, yesterday I checked, sir. It was correct. But now I don't know what is the issue, technical issue. Sir, can I share the PPT with you in WhatsApp, sir?
You can share me on WhatsApp and I can share the
You
screen.
will, yes, sir. You can share it on the screen, sir. That
Okay.
only I want to do.
Uh, you can try once more, ma'am, because in that case, I'll have to like move to the next screen always. You'll have to ask me to move. It will be not in your control. I have made you the host. Let me try once more.
Yes, sir. That second one, sir. Recent trends final. I have shared in WhatsApp, sir. Actually, I checked it, sir. Yesterday it was correct. I don't know what's the issue now. Sir, I have shared in WhatsApp.
At the bottom, you can see, ma'am, there is a button, share screen button in
Yes,
green
sir.
color.
Yes, sir.
You can click on that and then you can uh, select the entire screen,
Yes, sir. Share.
share screen, and then select the entire screen.
Okay, sir. Um,
Is the share screen option visible, ma'am?
yes, sir. It is visible, sir. Sorry, sir. Sorry for the inconvenience. Sir.
Okay, ma'am. If you cannot find, you can WhatsApp me. I'll share it
Sir,
from my end.
I have shared in WhatsApp, sir. The last one, sir. Please check, sir. I have shared in commerce and management, sir. You just please check,
On the
sir.
WhatsApp or
Yes,
on
sir.
the
What?
mail.
Yes, sir.
I've not received.
You have not received. Um, okay, sir. Shall I proceed without WhatsApp, sir? Sorry, without PPT? But PPT will be better, sir, because PPT is ready. I don't know
Uh,
what is the issue, sir. So 1 minute, sir. I'll just find out. Actually, I checked yesterday, sir. It was good. I don't know what is the issue.
At the bottom of the screen, you must have a green color button, share screen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can click on that and then you have to select the entire screen.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Share screen. Yes, sir. Sir, is it visible,
Yes.
sir?
Yes, screen is now coming.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
it is
So,
visible now.
yeah, yes. I would like to, at the outset, I would like to thank you, sir, for the wonderful job that you're doing, sir. Is conducting and organizing this FPP is not at an easy job, sir, at national level. So great job, sir. And nowadays research is the heart of the of academics. So we are doing research right from MPhil, PG, MPhil, PhD, everything we are doing. But the trends has changed, sir. The recent trends have changed. So just we want to highlight on the recent trends that has been changed, and especially with after the COVID period, the trends have changed a lot. So before going to the trends, sir, I just want to concentrate on few basic things. What is the research and what are the types of research, the research process, and the trends, and coming to my topic, interdisciplinary research, the objectives, the importance, and some examples, live examples, sir. And what will be the future of the interdisciplinary research? So as everybody know, research is nothing but researching. So re plus searching, searching again and again. So every time we find new things, again and again we find new things. So that is the main part of the research. And the procedure in which we conduct the research is called the research methodology. So we have a set of rules and regulations to be followed. Like just like that, we cannot go for research. So we have to plan the research, then we have to conduct the research. And what are some of the key features of research, sir? So some key features of research will be uh, actually, research is a systematic approach, sir. It is not just like that. Just like that, you cannot go for a research. Uh, you can just cannot start and do something like that. You have to plan. You must be systematic. It is a step-by-step process, and your objective must be very, very specific. You cannot give an objective which is not specific, and the objective, the what you are going to take is must be unbiased. That is first, you must make a thorough review of literature, then identify the research gap. Then, after that, after identifying the research gap, you have to collect again research data related to that. And finally, excuse me, you have to go for empirical evidence, that is, collecting evidence to justify your objectives. So, actually, what is a research? Research is nothing but you are identifying a problem or a question that is to be solved. So since we are all from commerce, so we have many things related. Just I'll come back in the slides to that. And there must be ethics in research. That's very important. As Dr. Richa ma'am was talking about, you cannot have an unethical research. The research must be ethical and there must be transparency, and everybody must be, and every data must be transparent, no manipulation of records. And finally, the findings must be generalized. That's very, very important. The main purpose of research is that. And nowadays, what happens, even if after going for research, we have to go for peer review and publication on of our paper. So that ma'am was talking about. So we have to go for publications that plays an important role. And whatever you're finding out must have a practical application in the society. What you're doing to the society is very, very important. Okay. So what are the types of some research methods? So mostly what we do, quantitative, qualitative, these are the common methods that is used. Uh, both quantitative and qualitative together, we go for mixed. Cross-sectional studies is nowadays becoming very popular. And longitudinal, it depends on the longitudes or different nations. Action research, case control, that is case studies you have, and correlation, descriptive research, and meta-analysis. Sometimes all this is done by surveys and questionnaire. What is the quantitative research? So you know your quantitative research is we can quantify. We can tell in numbers or in output, we can tell. See, that is how this quantitative, we can draw conclusions in this. And the in quantitative research, how this is done? By surveys, by experiments, then observational studies, that is a group of people is placed in a particular area and an assignment is given or a problem is given and how they solve that is being studied. So that's observational studies is sometimes a very important tool in, especially for MBA, that is group discussions. And qualitative research is a combination of both secondary data and primary data. And qualitative researches, qualitative is totally, you talk about non-numerical. That is the quality of the people, quality. You cannot define it exactly. That can be identified only through interviews, focus groups. Focus groups is, for example, third BCom, or for example, second BCom, or for PG students, first PG, what they are going to do. If our task is given, what they are going to do, what is our observation regarding them. So ethnography is nowadays a recent trend. It's a study of Earth. Then case studies. Case studies, there are a lot of case studies which you have to come with conclusions or decision making, whatever may be. So if you combine both qualitative and quantitative research, that will be a mixed method of research. So you can use both the things. It's not that you must go only for quantitative or only for qualitative. It depends on the need of the research and understanding the research question, research problem. So what is the cross-sectional studies? That is, this is from different areas, different countries. So cross-sectional studies concentrates on that, because understanding the differences between variables. And longitudinal studies is for a very long period of activity research. We just do research that is longitudinal. It takes a longer time, and actually collaborating with the stakeholders. Stakeholders in the sense, who are the beneficiaries? The beneficiary may be anyone. So we should just cooperate with them or collaborate with them and go with the practical issues, practical problems. You just take it and find solutions. That's called action research. You have to take action and you have to sort it out. The problem that is a real world settings problem. There is a real world problem identification and sorting out. Case control studies is the same. Case control or case studies is nothing but we have past events with lot of variables, with lot of issues, and how was it solved. Sometimes it is left unsolved. If all such things you want to take, you can do that. And descriptive research is you're summarizing the characters or without manipulating the variables. That is very, very important. So manipulation of records is not at all acceptable in the research. So you should not manipulate. Then correlation research is you're comparing the relationship between two variables and coming to some conclusion. So that is called correlation. You know, in maths we used to study X and Y, and the same thing is followed here. And grounded theory is what and all normally we do. It is a systematic approach of developing theory-based, analyzing data, allowing the theory to emerge from the data. So you cannot create your own data. You just emerge from that data. And surveys and questionnaires are the important tool in which you are collecting the questionnaires or the data from the samples. A structured questionnaire is the one where you just read it out and you get the data from them. Surveys is sometimes nowadays even you can get in online. Nowadays you can get in Google form. Within seconds or within days you're able to get the questionnaires back. So there was once a time where we have to go after the people and get the data. But now online plays a very important role. Internet plays a very important role. and our data can be got easily. And meta-analysis is nothing but a multiple studies. It talks about the multiple studies. I think you are aware about all these things. You know, research process, once there were only 7 steps in research process, but now almost it has come to 12. That is an extension has been made, an improvement has been made. That is, you're identifying the research topic. Once you identify the topic, you collect the research. I mean, a review of literature. You go for review of literature. Then you just go through the review of literature and you just see at national level, international level, and local level, or in which area you're going to conduct the research and design. So after identifying the research gap, you have to design the methodology in which you're going to do. So methodology includes what is the sample size, what are the types of data, secondary or primary, what is the type of sampling, mostly we go for convenience sampling. So what is the type of sampling, when we are going to collect it, what is the period, all these things is done. So the systematic approach to collect the data is research methodology. After that, you collect the sample from the participants, that is from the group. Who is your targeted audience? You just get that. After that, you collect, go for analysis, and finally interpret the lessons. After your interpretation of results, so for example, 50% of the male were educated, 50% of the female were uneducated. This is inferences. After that, we have to draw conclusions. So we have, based on the interpretations of results, we have to go for conclusions and discuss the limitations. That's very, very important, because no research is a complete one. We have limitations. We sometimes we will not have proper response from them, proper feedback from them. So we have to overcome all these things, and based on the limitations, we can make recommendations for the future research. Our juniors who are going to do the research, if they go through this, they will just get an idea and they will just do. And after making recommendations, you can just write the research. So now coming to the topic, emerging trends in interdisciplinary research. So till now we were talking about the different types of researchers, but interdisciplinary or multidisciplinary research, what is that? So emerging trends is nothing but the latest patterns, the latest trends or preferences. That is called emerging. It's coming up, which will be again its momentum in the future. And change is the one which never changes. And after Corona, we have a lot of changes to do that. And based on technology, culture, social media, events, customer feedback, the problem. So we have lots of things which is making us to go for interdisciplinary research. So this is the one we are going to concentrate about. What else? One. So actually, apart from qualitative, qualitative, that this all, we have 4 types of emerging emerging trends. That is disciplinary. Till now, what we are doing is disciplinary. Interdisciplinary is multiple different. For example, commerce goes with economics. Commerce goes with sociology. Maths goes with economics. Maths goes with chemistry. So these are all multidisciplinary. And interdisciplinary in the sense it is integrated knowledge and advancement of multidisciplinary. And you have one more thing called convergence. Convergence is nothing but crosses or disciplinary, multi and interdisciplinary crosses, and a research is done in that. So what is interdisciplinary research? As I told you, interdisciplinary research is it is a specialized knowledge from 2 or more disciplines: commerce, economics, maths, or if you take science, biochemistry, chemistry, etc., 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 it happens. So this interdisciplinary research can be done either by teams or by individual people also. And it is an approach which must be consciously applied. Just like that, you cannot apply. You have to consciously apply to the central theme, examine it, and the problem, and finally come to conclusion. Why is interdisciplinary nowadays important? Because once there was a time only one discipline of research was concentrated, but now it provides a greater flexibility to all the different departments. Creativity will be more, and traditional disciplines will be maintained. That's very important. And few sensitive issues require interdisciplinary research, and unity in diversity is the key theme of interdisciplinary research. And what is the objectives? So objectives in the sense almost advantages, the same thing. So different disciplines must be understood. You must evaluate critically, not just like the critical evaluation is necessary. Problem solving is very, very important. And see, since you go with two or more disciplines, or so you have a multi knowledge. So that's very important. So advantages, it is the need of the hour. It is an exchange of knowledge, and it addresses the complex global challenges, and new innovation is found out. And the disadvantages is challenges. You cannot always, two cooks will spoil a food. So you cannot go with two things. That is the thing. So types of interdisciplinary research is two: academically oriented idea research and problem focused idea research. Oh, this is the thing I wanted to highlight. So life sciences, what are the different subjects or disciplines in which you can go for interdisciplinary? Life sciences, vocational studies, physical sciences, earth sciences, environmental education, math, social sciences, communication, arts and humanities. Everything is interrelated, and research is done like this, and other things, other disciplines are, you can just go through. This is related to science and brain and society, education, economics, energy, environment, global health, innovation, race and society, all these things. And nowadays, STEM. So STEM plays an important role in interdisciplinary research, that is science, technology, engineering, and maths. So I have given few examples how biology is done with anthropology, nutrition, and medicine, how biophysics is done with biological system, how biophysical research shares with biochemistry, and the Human Genome Project. That is, this was during the Corona period. I think I'll share this with you. So these are a few examples, EVS, and importance, you need it. So what are the top 10 emerging technical trends? Quantum computing, blockchain, artificial intelligence, AI, extended reality, and digital twins. And the future is very good. And the top 10 best practices in conducting research, this you know. And finally, I want to stop with this. Any questions, please, can ask me. I'll share this PPT with you all. Then go through this. Sir, do you have any questions, sir? Okay, sir. Sir? Sir, excuse me, sir. Hello, sir. Shalini. Hello, sir.
अब खत्म हो जाएगा क्योंकि किताब 25 पे प्रिंट
Yes, I think the program is over. Thank you very much, ma'am. You have brought in a lot of information regarding the interdisciplinary research, and this is what we have for today. This was the second day, session one and session two, taken by two different resource person. Tomorrow again, we have one session, and the topic for tomorrow will be. Let me just share my screen so that we can have what is coming. I'll be sharing my screen. And on day 11, we have publishing in high impact journal. This is the topic for tomorrow, and Dr. R. Satish will be taking the session. He is professor in Surana College. We hope that we'll be meeting tomorrow again with a new resource person and new topic. We'll be gaining a lot of information from Dr. Satish as well on the topic publishing in high impact journal. So this is all what we have for today. Thank you all of you very much. Very good night to all of you, and let's meet tomorrow again. Thank you. If anyone has any question, you can come up with a question. You can also mail us if you have any suggestion regarding the faculty development program that we are conducting, or if you want to become the member of this organization, you can just go through the website of Commerce and Management Association of India. We are conducting regular workshops on different topics and seminars, and all these webinars and seminars, some online and some offline, which we are conducting nationally and internationally, will be free for all the members of the Commerce and Management Association of India. So you can go through the website as well if you do not have much information on Commerce and Management Association of India. This workshop is being organized in association with Birla Institute of Technology, as I have done my PhD from Birla Institute of Technology. Previously, we had some event in association with Delhi University. A lot of new events are coming in the month of February and March. We have few events in association with Delhi University. Then we have a few events with IIT Bombay and IIT Patna as well. So all these are in the pipe for the coming months. So please go through the website and you'll get a lot of information what events are coming. Thank you very much, all of you. I hope you all are liking the event. These are not very entertaining because these are very informative things that will help in all of us in our research work and our academics. So thank you once again. Thank you. and a very good night to all of you.